I think that, there's so much information out there. And it can almost be too much to process, but something that you had said that just allowed me as a mother of a type 1 diabetic to feel a little bit more rest and ease with the fact that this was our situation. I can't remember specifically what it is that you said, but something that you had posted definitely made me gravitate towards wanting to work with you, because I felt like perhaps there was a way to function peacefully and even like, find these tools that would help us still be joyful and not feel like this was the burden that it had been feeling. And I know that that's what initially made me reach out to you. Yeah, when we started working together, there were a lot of issues going on, layers of issues. Just in her own health, we were dealing with a lot of instability and really not understanding the instability, feeling like we were following the rules that we were given and it wasn't working. And I think the next layer to that for me as a mother was I just was living like completely in fear that every negative reaction she was having to food that was being mismanaged was our fault. And then it was going to be further deteriorating her health. And that was excuse me, that was just terrifying to live with. And I know that it was deeply affecting my ability to be a mom and care for her, because I just felt like we were hurting her. No matter what we did, we were hurting her, and we were trying to do everything we possibly could to help her. I was also in the beginning of her diagnosis dead set on the fact that we are going to get rid of this, and this is not going to be something we're going to deal with in life. I just have always had an appreciation for alternative medicine, and I felt like walking through this dark valley of big pharma with insulin as our best friend was not going to be our future. And so it took me a very long time. It really wasn't until we started working with you to accept that and accept that there was a way to proceed forward, but do it well and do it so that she maintained her health. And I think early on, I think in our very first call, you had mentioned that it was natural to have ebbs and flows and rises and falls in blood sugar, and how that was actually important for the way our body is designed, for, our liver, and storing energy. And so that just put my mind at rest, like, oh, okay, every rise and I suddenly realized that every rise and fall was not disastrous to her health. And nobody had explained that to me. I had never followed anyone's blood sugar before. So this was the first time, of ever kind of hyper focusing on blood sugar. And so it was really scary. And so having, seen so much instability, but then hearing from you where we could arrive at and how that would benefit her long-term health, I think just felt like everything and felt like a breath of fresh air. I would have taken it at any moment. I mean, I still say that, but yeah, it's hard. It's hard when it's your kid and you just can't make sense of it. And your whole life is just trying to make their life, good. And so feeling like you've majorly failed for the rest of their life is incredibly overwhelming. Yeah, of course. I think anybody does. I think the hard thing is to, I would imagine a lot of people that find you and work with you have been pursuing alternatives or just additional ways to support their body. And there's a lot out there, thankfully, but a lot of things just don't work. And you're kind of left feeling hopeless, and you're left feeling like, I don't know how to either, care for myself if it's, that person working with you, or care for my child. And so you just naturally are feeling skeptical and doubtful that, this next thing will be it, And so I think the biggest thing for me and John was that, you are a type 1 diabetic yourself. So you lived through a lot of this. A lot of the people that we've talked to, may be educated and studied, but it's not the same as living through it yourself. And so I think, and you're very open about talking about your own experience and what's worked for you and what hasn't. And I think that's really helpful. It's really helpful to just have that, personal experience there. I think that is really what made us ultimately choose to work with you, was that was different than anything else that we had, you know, pursued prior. And I also see you as someone who, I mean, you seem to be living a healthy, vibrant life, and that would be my hope and dream for my child. And having a child who was diagnosed, she had just turned six, like it's hard for them to necessarily like explain what they're experiencing and what they're feeling. So having someone that do that for me in a way that I won't be able to is really beneficial as a mother. You know, just starting myself, I feel like I've just accepted this reality, which I think is the first step to any like big healthy change in life, you know. And I've been able to just find a way to see how it's actually helped us understand more about her body and just the human body in general, how it works. But I also feel like I have myself relaxed into my role as a mother of a type 1 diabetic, and what that's going to look like and how we function. And while it would be wonderful to not have this challenge, I feel like I now equipped to understand better what's going on. And I would say that Rosemary's blood sugars is, you know, definitely way more stable. It's not that every day is perfect, but we at least have an understanding often of why there could be an imbalance occurring. When there is, and that's a lot less frequent. She's definitely more stable. I feel like she's her appetite is stable, and even just from a mood standpoint, which is huge for family life. She's definitely in a better place. And I just feel like we're equipped to know the foods that are going to be beneficial from her, and especially that mineral balance piece has been huge. Having a better understanding of where she was at when we began, minerally, and I think we'll retest again at some point, just to kind of once we get a little bit more time under our belt with what we're doing. But just having that guidance has been huge, and that's contributed to the stability that we're seeing blood sugar. Yeah, I'd say I completely understand the apprehension. I think fear is a huge component in you know, your child being diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, whether it was you know, 2 months ago or 2 years ago. I think it's always, I mean, we're almost living in a state of trauma for a while. And knowing that something could go wrong anytime. That's very scary. So life is so different. And I think it's important to just be kind to ourselves. And know that that's a totally healthy response as a parent. But I would say that you know, Isaac, you've given us so much knowledge and just practical application on how to care for a child. And any parent is constantly seeking ways to support their children, whether it's mentally or physically or emotionally or whatever. So I think having this background and this well of information to tap into. I've taken so many notes from our sessions, and I read through them occasionally, and it's it's full of encouragement, and also a lot of practical application. So you're definitely not just a book knowledge kind of information outlet. It's practical application to your own personal experience. What's worked, what hasn't, and you're very direct and honest about where you see the most help coming from. So I think that resource is huge for us. It's been amazing to have all that. And you're always ready to answer any new questions that we have. So I think that's huge too. You almost feel I have felt a safety in working with you, because I know that, oh my gosh, if something happens, I can reach out and have, obviously we have our endocrinologist, but I can understand the why better in speaking with you, and you can give me the encouragement, peace of mind, and the tools that we kind of move forward and understand what we're dealing with. So I would encourage any parent to come work with you. It's been a gift to our family and to our daughter to have all the information that we've gotten from you. So thank you.
Thank you.
And I would say too,
I don't think anyone
has to fit in a box. I think sometimes in that alternative space that's not your, typical endocrinologist,
it's easy to think that, you have to be,
you have to have a certain mindset.
You have to have a certain mindset
in order to work with someone who's maybe a little bit more
holistically minded.
But I've never gotten the
impression
from you that
there's a need to
live a certain lifestyle or
live a certain lifestyle or
in
fit
order
a
to
certain
benefit
box
from
in
what
order
you're
to
offering.
benefit from what you're offering. And I think that's huge for any
At times
parent.
we talked about pizza.
At times we talked about pizza.
regularly eat pizza.
We don't
but
regularly
will
eat pizza.
And
but
you
we
were
will
never
eat pizza. And
ever
you were
like,
never,
well, I don't
ever
think
like,
pizza's a good
well, I
idea.
don't think pizza's
It was
a good
okay.
idea.
This is
It
what
was
we're eating.
okay.
Here's how
This
we
is what
handle
we're
it.
eating. Here's how we handle
I
it.
mean, honestly, like hospitals should have people like you on staff.
You get
because
set up with
you
a
get
nutritionist.
set up with a nutritionist.
I'm going to
That
sound mean for a second,
gonna
but
sound mean for a
probably is
second,
not
but
offering
probably is not
anything
offering anything
revolutionary.
revolutionary.
So it makes it
And
difficult to
so it
feel
makes
like
it
you've been
difficult to
equipped
feel
in
like
any way.
you've been equipped in
And I
any
feel
way.
like,
As a parent,
as
like,
a parent,
okay, I'm
you're
either
like,
fully
okay,
in
I'm
in
either
like
fully
Western
in like
conventional
Western
medicine,
conventional
or I'm
medicine,
like living
or
this
I'm
life,
like
believing
living
I'm
this
gonna like
life,
tap
believing I'm gonna like
diabetes out of my
tap
child, and
diabetes
like
out of my child, and like
neither of those
neither
alone
of
are
those
gonna really
alone are going to
serve
really
you well. And so I
serve
feel
you
like
well. And so
you're
I feel
offering
like
a perspective
you're offering
that
a perspective that
is anywhere in the middle there,
is
where
anywhere in
you're
the middle there,
understanding
where you're
how to work with
understanding
insulin,
how to work with
how to
insulin,
have insulin
how to have
benefit you instead of
benefit
be
you
afraid.
instead
For
of
me,
be
I was
afraid.
like, my
For
kids
me,
on a
I was like, my
pharmaceutical
kids
for the
on a
rest of their life.
pharmaceutical for the
This can't
rest
be
of their
good.
life. This
And
can't
your
be good.
perspective on
And your
how
perspective on
this is going to be
how
good, and
this
this is
is
going to
going
be
to be
okay
good,
for
and this is
her.
going to be okay
But
for her. But also,
how
what are the other tools?
what are the
Whether
other
it's nutrition,
tools,
whether
or
it's
understanding the
nutrition, or
nervous system, or
understanding
understanding
emotion,
or
and how that
understanding
plays on the
emotion,
body,
and how that plays
how
on the
that can
body,
actually,
how that can actually
what you know about
what
those
you
things,
know
how you
about
can bring
those
that to the
things, how
table
you can bring that to the table
as well,
and
and
pick
not
one or the other and
pick
feel
one
like
or
you're
the other and
trapped
feel
in,
like you're trapped
one
in,
camp that you're in as
one
a
camp that
as a
you're in as
person, and
a
how
as
you
a
view
person,
health.
and how you
Thank
view
you so
health.
much. We
Thank
really
you so
are
much. We
very, very
really
grateful.
are very, very
Thankful for
grateful.
everything that you've
Thankful for
offered, and
everything that you've offered, and
just
what you've been
just
through, and
what
your
you've
own
been through, and your
diabetes
own
journey has
diabetes
definitely,
journey has
you have found a way to
you have
bring,
found a way to bring
goodness,
to the world with
goodness
that. And I
to the
think that
world with that. And
that's
I think
kind of
that
everybody's
that's
should be
kind of
everyone's goal in
everybody's
life.
should be everyone's goal in life.